Hello, union sisters and brothers. I want to take a few minutes today to discuss a couple of priorities facing our association: advancing our political work in Washington, D.C., and enforcing our contract. Both efforts matter. Political action helps protect our jobs and a public postal service. Contract enforcement makes sure that what we've negotiated remains intact in offices and on routes across the country. First, let's talk about our legislative work with Congress that continues at a fast pace as the stakes remain high for rural delivery and for the future of the Postal Service. I am happy to report there is continued growth of the Congressional Postal Service Caucus. This is a bipartisan caucus formed to strengthen the Postal Service and to support postal employees. The NRLCA was invited to address the caucus members at a roundtable on March 5th. Vice President Patrick Pitts attended on behalf of the NRLCA and clearly delivered our message. It's important to be in contact with this bipartisan caucus, especially if you've been following Postmaster General Steiner's comments in the press recently. Some of you may have seen PMG Steiner's testimony to the Subcommittee of the House Oversight and Government Reform on March 17th. Also providing testimony at the hearing was David Maroney from the Government Accountability Office, reporting on a study of Postal Service finances. Steiner was straightforward, stating that the Postal Service needs legislative changes to avoid a serious financial crisis within 12 months. He pointed specifically to the long-standing borrowing cap that hasn't changed since 1991 and to broader issues involving pricing flexibility and legacy obligations. He was questioned about why he hired the restructuring advisory firm Alvarez and Marsal and responded, "We are in a crisis and need the service of a leading firm to assist with contingency planning." It was clear to those of us at NRLCA headquarters watching this hearing that Chairman Sessions and Ranking Member McFume both believe legislative action is needed this Congress to address the fundamental issue of declining mail volume. To be honest, I've seen these types of predictions for decades. They do seem to surface at convenient moments, often around contract negotiations. Remember, NPMHU is still without a contract, and the NLC just opened their negotiations. Please don't misunderstand. I'm not saying we don't take the situation seriously. We do. And we will continue to monitor any and all changes that impact rural carriers and the Postal Service in general. We'll be reviewing options put forth by PMG Steiner, those in the GAO report, and any actions by Congress. For those of you that want to see a recording of the hearing or read the testimony, we have links posted on the NRLCA website. I encourage you to take the time to review them. Earlier this month, the White House put forward 3 additional nominees for the Board of Governors, all Republicans. This breaks from the practice of submitting a slate of nominees from both parties. If confirmed by the Senate, these nominees will shape Postal Service policy for years to come, so we must monitor this process as well. I will continue meeting directly with members of Congress to keep rural carriers and rural communities front and center. This work is not about a single meeting or a single bill. It's about sustained engagement, because we all know how quickly ideas in Washington, D.C. can turn into real threats to our livelihoods and to a public postal service. Second, I want to talk about contract administration and management accountability. When the new Postmaster General came into office, we said we would be watching closely, and we have been. Over the past several months, I've become increasingly concerned about their direction of both labor relations and operations and their impact on rural carriers. We've seen significant personnel and operational changes, and frankly, we're experiencing frustrations on both fronts. Too often, we see confusion, lack of coordination, delayed notification and answers, and postal headquarters decision-making that feels reckless. That is not a recipe for stability, and I have made it crystal clear in multiple meetings at postal headquarters that I am not satisfied with the direction things are going. We've been notified of several tests, pilots, other actions, and initiatives. These notices are not always timely or clear, and on many issues, our questions remain unanswered. We're spending too much time and effort to get basic information that should have been provided up front. So our job is to stay steady, stay informed, and stay vigilant, and that's exactly what we are doing. We'll continue fighting for rural carriers in the grievance process and on Capitol Hill. We will continue calling out management when they get it wrong, and we will continue defending our jobs and a public postal service that serves every community in this country. Thank you for all that you do every day, and thank you for standing together in solidarity.